Sostai! Hello everyone. This is the third installment of my new videos since coming back from Southeast Asia, and I am guessing you might have an idea where this video, where the coffee from this video comes from. That's right, folks. For the observant ones, this is from Cambodia, specifically the Mondulkiri region of Cambodia. Like many of you, I'm sure, I had no idea Cambodia produced coffee, but there's a whole region on the east coast of the country that produces coffee. Very cool, very beautiful. I have a video that you'll get to see on the coffee farm that we got to do. And I just did a part of my 9 Days in Cambodia series on Mondulkiri, so you can check that one out. That's already out there. The coffee review part, the coffee farm review will be coming out soon. So this coffee here, how cool is that? This guy, this monkey here, his name is Pida, and he's the one that picks all the beans, and he actually roasts all the coffee. So they put his picture right on there. But look at that, Cambodian, Khmer, for those in the know. This is the Pida Coffee Farm. These beans come directly from their farm. Super cool. This is, if you watched my last video, you know the difference between single source and single origin. This is single origin. This comes from the Pida Coffee Farm. And we're going to check that out coming up now. So this farm here was beautiful, absolutely amazing. I had a great time. Mondulkiri is just outstanding. Highly recommend a visit. It's very hard to get to, guys. It is a 7-hour drive from Phnom Penh. It's in the middle of nowhere. There is no, there's no plane there. There's no trains. There's no infrastructure. The only ways to get there is like a sleeper bus or renting a car. We had a driver for the 9 days we were in Cambodia, so we did drive out there. I did that knowing it would be a long drive, but I got a lot of great footage and I got to see the country and I had a great time doing it. This here, if you're going out there, is for the dedicated coffee drinker. This is a long flight. You're talking about almost about 20 hours of flying. And then when you get to Phnom Penh, the capital city, it's another 6 to 7 hours to drive. So guys, I did this for you, as most of you guys won't get a chance to do it. I did it for myself, but I did it for you too, so you get the chance to actually see the tour, which you'll get to see later on in the videos, and experience the coffee, at least through my senses. There you go. So let's start off. I'm going to rip this open carefully, and then we're going to go into a bunch of stuff as we discuss this coffee. If you've been watching my videos and if you are friends with me on Facebook, you know Cambodia is a huge topic for me. My fiance Sophia, hey baby, is from Cambodia. We're in the process of immigration of trying to get her over here, which is a whole nother thing, especially since the beginning of the year. She should be here already, and now she's stuck in the middle of the chaos that's going on with the immigration, and it's in limbo. So I'm not thrilled about that. But on the other side of things, Cambodia is a huge topic for me because it is an extremely poor country. And I will take a moment now, please, if you have any money and you'd like to donate to the cause, this cause here is what I am focused on. It's my mission right now. There is an area known as Cham Knias, and it is very poor. It's one of the poorest regions in all of Cambodia. And there's a school, a primary school out there in a village with no name. It's actually called the Cham Knias Commune, and there's 6 different villages. I am trying desperately to raise money for them. For the school, it's to get them their first computer printer setups, and for the village, tons and tons of rice. So please, once again, if you have any money, this GoFundMe is still live and active. Please donate. Now that that's out of the way. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Now, they did say that this coffee is medium to dark roast, which is, I'm not thrilled with that. I like light or medium coffees, but there was no choices. And right off the bat, you can see by the beans, they are definitely dark, dark brown. So, now because of this, you're definitely getting some of the chocolatier smells, and that comes more from the roasting than from the beans. There's really not a lot of fruitiness going on there. Now, everyone has their different opinions on what they like for the drinking of the coffee. My biggest pet peeve when it comes to coffee, and I'm repeating myself, and so you probably heard this before, is if you like dark roast, that is totally fine. But don't spend a lot of money on dark roast coffee. It makes no sense. You're just taking the beans and burning them. If you're a coffee drinker, you hear people talk all the time about flavored coffees and how they use the worst beans possible, because it doesn't matter. You're flavoring it. They just use any beans and they flavor it. It doesn't matter. Those people then go and drink dark roast coffee that they spent a ton of money on. Guys, at a certain point, you burn the beans to get to the roast level of dark and beyond. It doesn't matter what beans you're using, so just use whatever. Don't buy expensive dark roast coffee. So why am I going off on that tangent besides the fact I'm very passionate about it? When I went all the way to Cambodia and did the coffee tour, I was definitely disappointed that you could not get light roast beans. I wanted to experience the flavors of the beans, the flavors of the berries, the flavors of the ground, the flavors of Cambodia, Mondulkiri. And what I did not want to do was go over there and have them burn those beans. Medium to dark roast, you're on the other side of what I like. My hopes are that you will be able to pick up some of the flavoring. Now, I did have some of this coffee on the farm when I was there, and it was pretty dark roasted. I mean, medium to dark, but so those flavors were not present. I'm hoping that with a little bit of lighter amount of more water, we can balance it out a little bit and see what happens. So we're going to grind this up. The initial smell, like I mentioned, was more chocolatey and dark, as to be expected. We're going to grind. Now that it's ground, let's give it another smell. A lot of times what you get once you grind it is a new sensation. More flavors come out, more smells come out once it's ground. And yes, thankfully, that is the case. But as you can see, very on the darker side of medium. You can just see it is a darker brown. If you watch my last couple of videos where they're light to light medium, very light brown. This is the other side of that. But fortunately, some more flavors have come out. You can smell. There's some more fruitiness going on now, which is nice. Okay, so we will see what happens. We will brew this up and have some discussions about the coffee farm, the tour, Cambodia, stuff like that in just a sec. So we will load this up with a decent amount of coffee and let this go. And I kind of give this caveat all the time, guys, when it comes to coffee, it is as picky and specific as wine. And I know you don't hear that a lot, but I'm trying to push that really, really hard because it's true. And everything can affect the taste. You might get a coffee and you think you don't like it, but the fact of the matter is you might have added too much water, you might have added too much coffee. It just depends. And the roasting of the coffee completely changes it. So the same country, maybe it's Colombia or whatever, you get that coffee and you get it light roast, medium roast, dark roast, it's going to taste completely different. So coffee is a complex creature. It is more of a hobby like wine drinking than you'd expect. This is all new to me, relatively speaking. It was all new to me to learn this, and it's been very pleasing to find out. So what you get with coffee is you have the drinkers that are just drinking it for the caffeine every morning. They don't care what they get. They'll go to the store and buy 12 or 16 ounces of it. They don't want to grind it. They just want to drink it, or they'll get the K-cups. This is going to sound very snobby-ish to say, but that stuff tastes like garbage to me now. I do not enjoy it at all. There's only maybe one store-bought brand that I've enjoyed. To this day, it's still decent, and that's Death Wish Coffee. Their medium roast is actually surprisingly really good and complex. But other than that, I've been really, now that I've been doing this for a while now, I just don't like that kind of coffee. So coffee is super complex. Just keep that in mind. A lot of people just think, oh, it's not worth it. I get it. It's not worth putting that much effort and energy into something if it's not your thing. I totally understand. Coffee is my thing. that's why I'm putting the effort and energy into it. And I love the complexities. Even when you get a coffee that might be too bitter, it's still pretty interesting. All that being said, I still don't like dark roast. I have a few dark roast coffees I'll have to do later on to burn off because I did buy them with the intention of reviewing them. We'll do those at a later date, but I'm definitely leaning far, far away from reviewing dark roast coffees. We're going to let this brew and see what happens. Let's talk about the pricing really quick. This is a gigantic bag. It actually was 18.26 ounces, which is over a pound. It's a pound plus about 14 ounces. So it is a big bag. That was nice. It was 66,000 Cambodian real, which comes out to about $16.45 American. So that's a good price. You are getting a good price for the amount of beans you're getting. It works out to about 18, just over 18. We're going to round up from at this point now, just over 18 ounces. So what you're looking at is about 90 cents an ounce. So it is a good price, no doubt, and you're getting a lot of coffee. If you watch my Thailand review, my Chiang Mai Thailand review, I went into how those ones there, they gave you very small portions, about 7 ounces. They did not do this in this case here in Cambodia. Big bag. So really quickly, one more time about Cambodia is it's a very small country. All the coffee produced there is produced in Mondulkiri. They're really, unless they're small, tiny little individual farms, all the farming of the coffee, because the altitude is in Mondulkiri and the environment out there. It is definitely worth going to for a visit. Very hard to get to, but that being said, that's where you're going to go. All the coffee is from Mondulkiri. It is a beautiful area. So that's just one last thing about that. So let's go into the coffee. So it has that interesting ring of white or light tan around it that you get sometimes with good quality coffee and sometimes with the bad quality coffee too. These are all Arabica beans. That's all they grow on the farm there. And that's what we're drinking now. There's no specific smells. They're really not getting a lot of different sensations or smells. And that does tend to happen again when you get to the medium, over medium to dark roast. And this again is medium dark. Oh, wow. There's a lot of flavor going on there. Very, very, very bitter. So one of the things you'll notice when you're drinking and trying coffees are the flavoring notes and stuff like that. They don't do any of that on this. It is, they don't talk about the roast or anything. I had to ask questions about the roast. They told me that was medium dark. There's no information on this, so you're kind of going in blind. However, I will tell you right off the bat, it definitely tastes like a darker roast coffee. You are getting chocolate notes. One of the interesting things that maybe comes hand in hand if you are a dark chocolate eater is the coffee beans. The darker, as you get into the darker side of roasting and stuff like that, you will get more chocolatey notes. And with that chocolate note comes bitterness. And so you can literally hand in hand compare the two. So when you get to the dark chocolate or chocolate, when you see that, you're looking at a more bitter coffee. I can still taste that bitterness in the back of my throat. It is a very darker coffee, and yeah. So I hate to say it because Cambodia is a big thing for me. I do not particularly care for this coffee. However, if you like a strong, darker flavor coffee with those chocolatey tones, the bitterness that comes along with it, this is definitely for you. It's worth the experience. It's still going on, man. It's strong. This, even though they said medium dark, it might just be dark roast because they might have just wanted to make the sale. I would have bought it anyway, but that being said, this is as bitter as most of the dark roast coffees that I've tried. Dark roast people, you're going to love this. Mondulkiri, Cambodia coffee, especially this farm here, dark, rich bitter flavoring. So yeah, this is not going to be a regular drinker for me. I actually will probably give this to somebody that I know that really likes that type of coffee. It's not my thing. Not at all. So that being said, the other thing you can do to try to balance it off a little bit is add more water. I'll probably do that and add some more water to see if I can kind of balance it out. Because if this is a lot of coffee, and coffee prices are going through the roof right now, maybe I'll try to balance it out and see if I can make this a daily drinker by doing that. Cost-wise and experience-wise, it was worth it. The land is beautiful. The tour is beautiful. There's actually a school on the land with these kids, and it was a lot of fun getting to meet and interact with them. I think that will be in the tour as well. So that's it, guys. Sorry to say this is not my favorite coffee, but this is the last of the 3 coffee farm tours that I did, and those videos will all be up very soon as I can get to them. I'm Drake. You've been watching Coffee Break with Drake. Please like and subscribe. I have so much stuff coming up, guys. So many awesome things. I went around the world, brought back coffee just for you, just to review. More coming up soon. Coffee lessons for the beginners. Learn about coffee and all the different aspects of it from the ground up, literally. And boot camp. You got boot camp coming up. Learn about coffee the hard way. We won't spoil that. And of course, I have my travel channel where I do the complimentary videos from where my travels around the world. You get to see all this stuff. Thank you for watching, and cheers. Enjoy your coffee and have a great March. Hopefully, I'm thinking now that we might be heading towards April in these videos, but March, April, whatever it is, make it an awesome month. I know you can do it. Cheers.